guests, ladies and gentlemen, student officers, delegates. On behalf of myself and the Hague International Model United Nations in Qatar, I would like to welcome you all to the 10th Annual THIMUN Qatar Conference.
أصحاب السعادة، السيدات والسادة، ضيوفنا الكرام، بالنيابة عن مؤسسة ثايمن قطر نود أن نرحب بكم جميعا في النسخة العاشرة في مؤتمر نموذج الأمم المتحدة دولي ثايمن قطر. Hello, my name is Sadim Jaro and I will be serving as the Deputy President of the General Assembly in this year's THIMUN 2021.
My name is Kayana El-Mahdi and I will be serving as the Deputy President of the General Assembly for this conference.
My name is Fatima Ulukade, and I'll be serving as the President of the General Assembly for THIMUN Qatar 2021.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain silent for the national anthem of the State of Qatar.
قسما 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 بمن رفع السماء قسما بمن نشر الضياء قطر ستبقى حرة تسمو بروح الأوفياء سيروا على نهج الأولى سيروا وعلى ضياء الأنبياء قطر بقلب سيرة عز وأمجاد الإباء قطر الرجال الأولين حماتنا يوم النداء وحمائم يوم السلام جوارح يوم الفداء قطر الرجال الأولين حماتنا يوم النداء وحمائم يوم السلام جوارح يوم الفداء قسما 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 بمن رفع السماء قسما بمن نشر الضياء قطر ستبقى حرة تسمو بروح الأوفياء.
It is imperative that we all remember that we are here today in order to amplify the voices of the disadvantaged and those who face inequality on a daily basis.
We would like to welcome the Secretary Generals of this year's THIMUN Qatar, Sama Ayub and Rohan Gupta, to give their joint speech.
COVID-19.
The global crisis that has affected us all, from people's livelihoods to governments and the economy. And to be quite frank, a lot has changed during this pandemic, including our perception of the world around us and the immense understanding we gained on the equity gaps present in our society. The pandemic's outcomes have deepened our societal inequalities, and the need to act on them has never been more apparent. Although it should not have taken the pandemic for us to recognize the severity of these inequalities, we need to work together to eliminate the injustices of our world during these challenging times.
The pandemic has also gifted us webs of giving and receiving, which signify the power of connection. We can only build resilient communities through adapting to change and working together. And in order for sustainable progress to take place, humanity needs to operate through intergovernmental solidarity, empathy, and equity. To put it quite simply, your ability to identify solutions or become agents of change stems from your ability to identify a problem or issue in your own community or on a global scale.
We have all seen the pictures of stranded polar bears and the images of smoke-producing factories contributing to our atmosphere's greenhouse gases on a daily basis.
Despite this, the issue of climate change is one that is most forgotten and neglected amongst us. And if you ask why, well, the most honest and straightforward answer is because we have the privilege of doing so.
But all around the world, many communities suffer from the preliminary effects of climate change. People's houses in the Marshall Islands are being swept away from rising sea levels. The crops of Indian farmers are being destroyed by extreme rainfall. And unlike us, these people do not have the privilege of forgetting about climate change because of its impact on their everyday lives.
But the most profound inequality is evident in how those same people, the farmers in India, the residents on Marshall Islands, or the millions of others who barely contribute to carbon dioxide production, are the same ones who are paying the most significant price for our action.
We must stop calling events like these as natural disasters. It is not natural when science already tells us that global warming will induce more intense storms. It is not natural when the human species has already profoundly changed the climate. Disasters are never natural. They are the intersection of factors other than physical. They are the accumulation of constant breach of economic, social, and environmental thresholds.
Scientists say that there are 25 years left to fight climate change before its impacts are irreversible. In Maurice Strong's words, history reminds us that what is not possible today may be inevitable tomorrow.
Our society cannot afford to procrastinate tackling climate change. Our society needs to start acting before it is too late. In order to take action, we need leaders who can inspire a movement, and that is you as young people. I would go as far to say that young people are the solution to global climate change.
I hear well-meaning and well-intentioned adults and diplomats say that the youth are the future. But the reality is that youth are today. We as the youth are societal actors, and our actions can affect change. You are the today and the future. And if climate change is an issue for you, it will eventually become an issue for the world and your kids as well. But we don't have to wait till we are adults to make a difference. We can start now.
And it is based on this notion that THIMUN Qatar focuses this year's conference theme on the 13th Sustainable Development Goal, climate action. Over the course of the conference, we hope to encourage an intrinsic passion for global issues. We look to those who have impacted their community through the Youth Service Award and the Global Act with Impact Awards, highlighting them to encourage and to empower.
The most important thing to remember is that the conversations you start this week don't stop here. You need to take what you have learned from the conference outside of the debate rooms. Lift the knowledge you have gained at THIMUN. Lift the words of your resolutions and enforce them into action.
During your time at THIMUN Qatar 2021, learn from one another as well. You can draw inspiration and knowledge from everywhere because people are windows into different worlds.
Enough is enough of the political rhetoric. Our generation of young people needs to start taking responsibility for the world we will soon inherit and ensure that the generations to come will have a safe world to live in. And in 100 or 200 or 300 years, I want people to see the blue sky that we see. Not some smoggy haze of toxic pollution, birds singing in the trees, fish gliding through the oceans, forests blooming in the spring. These are basic luxuries we take for granted and don't realize that they can go away with a snap of a finger.
But we must know that there is going to be a green light on the other side of the red light we are facing right now. And I believe that green light is going to be built upon the values that we can enact right now. Values of fairness, kindness, resilience, respect, leadership, and courage. We must do something we have not done in a long time. We must have a unified approach towards ending our climate crisis. So let's see if we can make some lemonade out of the lemon we're in the middle of. Let's turn a red light into a green light.
Use these next 4 days wisely. Create the future you envision being a leading contributor to, And remember, without knowledge, action is useless, and knowledge without action is futile. My name is Rohan Gupta,
And my name is Sama Ayub.
and it is our greatest privilege to serve as your Co-Secretary General.
Welcome to THIMUN Qatar 2021.
Thank you, Rohan and Sama, for your wonderful speech. Next, we would like to introduce the head of THIMUN Qatar, Ms. Fatma Al-Mahdi, to give her speech.
Thank you, Sadim, and welcome all to THIMUN Qatar X, the 10th annual conference for THIMUN Qatar. 10 years ago, the Qatar Academy MUN Club reached out to THIMUN Foundation and created the THIMUN Qatar Conference, which makes our 10th edition so bittersweet because so many of us were hopeful to go into an in-person conference, because so many of us were hopeful that we would return to some semblance of normality. However, we are here and it is today. THIMUN Qatar is an extraordinarily unique experience, not only as education for advocacy, it's also a unique experience because we connect you to real life experiences and skill sets that no one else can. We connect delegates in the CCPCJ to UN staff and submit their work directly to the UN, student voice. We provide a platform for delegates to debate issues on the agenda and then bring in an actual change maker to review those resolutions, student voice. We encourage delegates to learn and use the skills that they learn in THIMUN Qatar to become advocates, to champion causes, student voice. And we also connect you directly to youth volunteer opportunities, ones that you can use to help learn more about yourself, more about your community, and more about how we can work together to make a better world. Welcome, delegates, and I hope that all of you use the next 4 days of THIMUN Qatar X to your best advantage. Thank you.
We are forever grateful for your guidance and leadership. For the past year, all of the members of the executive team have worked closely with you, and I speak on the behalf of them when I say that it has been an incredible experience.
Delegates, today is just the beginning of a new journey. During this conference, opinions will be challenged, new skills will be discovered, and memories made. By choosing to attend this conference, you become a part of the change that the world needs to see. You become a part of the future, and our future is built upon the aspirations of today's youth. You form the pillars that will soon guide the world into an age of prosperity. Delegates, thank you for your efforts so far, and we wish you the very best of luck for the next few days. It is my greatest honor to proclaim the 10th annual THIMUN Qatar Conference open.